Do you like the lights, the lights, the lights in the house? My lights, the lights in my house. So you came on here and you started watching this video. You said to yourself, who the fuck is this guy? Let's change it. But wait, who am I? You asked the question to yourself, now you want to change it? Without giving me at least 90 seconds, 3 minutes of your time? You want to get a bowl of cereal? Go ahead, get a bowl of cereal. So when you're finished with me after 3 minutes, you might just want to throw up or hold the throw up till later. Because it might not be so bad. Now what I was going to start with, I decided not to advance. Just to show you to start with, this is a roulette setup. These are the chakras. Also looking like the 6th card. You know what this world's all about, eh? 8, 8, 8, 8. And then these 2 8s. The antlers of a moose. That's why we got the moose for a quarter. You got a whole moose for a quarter. Just to remind yourselves of these antlers. And they barely ever change the quarters. But sometimes they have bicentennial for your change. It's too bad I'm not on a coin station. Well, I'd be close to a coin. I'm wearing some kind of robotic thing right now. What's that question? Why am I wearing this? Because it's warm. I got my air conditioning on because it was too hot. I got my mask with me for the masquerade ball, and I want to stay warm. Just because it has the colors of the skunk, you don't think we can find Gray's anatomy? We don't need gray. And if we only had gray, then right away we have a skunk. Because to one end of gray is black, and to the other end the gray is white. But thank God they're going the other way, these lines. They're wrapping me up. They're wrapping that energy and power. So I guess I'll put this moose away. We had the Queen and the Canadian money for reminders of many things. One of the last things is the real Queen. She's coming. You might have makeup on one side, but you have to play a little bit of both parts, mother and father. If you haven't roulette, have you ever seen roulette? 1 egg, 2 eggs. Number 2, number 1. Number 1 and number 2 can have the 1 spirit. Number 2 can have the 2 spirit and be connected to number 3 creation. The 1 spirit of the number 1 of the angel of man, a.m. in the morning time. Could have been the first 12 hours, depending on how you're counting. 1200, 2100. We can take the clock by the second or by the minute, however you want. 59 seconds and 59 minutes, okay? And finishing off at the end, in order to finish off at the end, that whole bunch of numbers has to jump back in the bag and to switch for the next one, okay? That last number disappears in a 0. A 0 is a hole. It's solid on the outside and it's empty in the center. 5959 jump out into the 0 and they bring the next hour on. They move it down there. Digital dots, 2. Digital dots, 2. There's 2 because they run together. They run together with the 24 hours of Jupiter, which is 9 times 8, 72, or 72 times 5 degrees equaling to 360. Five nine 5959. Do you know any animals that like 5959? Or how about if I give it to you in letters? The letter E, and the letter I, and the last letter we said for them to return back, the letter O. But the O is more than an O. It's electricity coming from the water. O in French means water. Or in French means the element of what the energy can do, what they're trying to do with the nuclear stuff is all wrong. They're doing it. They're just actually playing a game with us. You know what I'm saying? This stuff shouldn't even be there. They let it happen, then they wanted it away, then they said it's because they need this for an energy pulsating outside where it won't really hurt us because it's going to be in a straight beeline. The 9th letter is the letter I. So we have 5959 and we have the water, London Bridges. So what do we get by E-I-E-I-O? 59, 59, and oh, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm. Well, you know what it's all about. The actual question is like this. When they went over the Niagara Falls in a barrel, how else would they go over something that is O? In and O, to fall back softly, or hardly, because it's roughly inside. In a barrel of monkeys, because they're crazy and they jump like crazy, but there's nothing to hang on to on the way down. So you crash and die most of the time, but if you don't, you had a good ride. 59, 59. 9 and 5 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 15. Well, I'm not getting into that. Let me show you what else. What else did I do here? Let me turn back this page. Okay. Well, I'm going to just put a few more things on it. I don't remember where I was. I got so many little things that you'd have to like be here and actually look and say, oh yeah, okay. Because all of this is, the only way you're going to say okay to me is if I say take the dice, roll number 14, you can't, but don't worry, you get another dice, you roll 2. So now you're on which property you on now, if I can remember. Wow, I don't remember. What property? Oh yeah, it was Virginia. And I think of Virginia, I think of West Virginia, I think of the Song of Virginia, I think of virginity, number 14, February 14th, on the second part of Monopoly. Wow, the second part of Monopoly, second month, okay, fourth one, or the 14th from Go, is Virginia. It's all about Virginia, isn't it? All about love, virginity, losing the virginity and bringing someone into this world for God. Oh my, I lost my virginity, but don't worry, God says it's okay. He says it's going to be a cute bastard. So let me see where I was next with all this. I'm just a little bit behind. So then when we have like this, we have a tableau like this. 10, 20, 30. 39, this is a twin. This is a third. Why does a 2 end up to a twin? 10, when 10? Because this is 5, 5, 5, 2, 2. In between us. 2, 5, 5, 5, 2. Those first letters. That's what they are. 2, 5, 5, 2. Man, numbers, not mine. I just bring the rules and regulations of every game in and make them accountable for something. And when the games start to match, you know the rules, and we can take the 2 games and put them together. Like basically, a basic part of our life is taking 2 Monopoly games, making one smaller than the other, okay? I think we curve in the sides because we don't need them like a baseball. Like the baseball has the curved in sides, you know why? Because you have to go around the tracks. So anyways, we got this, and then I just drew one of these up. This is Mercury, this is Earth, holding below the real world a different world. 1/4 of the moon, 1/4 of the moon. Because the other quarter was inside the moon, and that was man, an angel. Looks pretty fat, eh? The gates are here and here, X and X. Anyways, this is a small symbol of one thing. The other thing is, X, how does it get a value of 10? Well, now, I didn't prepare for this, okay? But we're going to think about before it was round. How do we get a value of 10? 6 and 4, because there's no spirit. I said before the world was when you take this dice, before any life comes here, you need 1, 3, or 5. You're working on 6 and 4. Okay? 6 and 4. The other side of 6, watch. 2, 4, 2, 3. 2, 4, 2, 5. 2, 3, 2, 4. Now watch what happens. You see where my hand is? Where's my hand? See my hand? Watch. See just below the 2? Right there. But that 6 world is not the same. It has to be this 6 world. Or this 6 world. Do you know why? Look at this 2. Look at the 2. Watch the 6. I'm just going to turn it twice. Once, twice. See the 2 on the angle it's coming? I'm going to turn it back twice. Once, twice. Same angle. No good. You can't do anything with it. Makes the same angle. Okay? 2 different ways it comes to 6. Whereas when you don't see it, you don't see that one, and behind you is the one base, you can't see it either. Venus, Mercury. Venus, next to number 3, no problem. They duality with the moons. 2 is next to 1. They duality with Mercury and the Sun. I still believe that from this picture, if Earth is over here and we're over here, then there's something pretty much wrong, right? We're closer to Pluto, and Pluto is our birth, and Saturn says Jupiter over here, to Uranus, which is the gates of the gods, then all the way up over here. Even though in the sky it might look Earth is over there, that might not even real anyways. It might all be fake. All be fake. Be just fake, fake, fake. How is it fake? We're inside another planet. But the sun isn't. But the angles of the shutters show the difference. They tell the story because our rain falls that way. And it's not me. Go look when it rains. Feel the rain, feel the wind. That's why it's tricky. Because when it gets too hot and the winds start, it blows a little bit different, so now you're not sure anymore. Or you know the way the rain seems to drizzle like this? Because it's fallen on the shutters at a certain length. Okay? And the shutters move. So it's going tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Moving the clock. They had a mouse go up the clock. I don't know what time it struck, or did the mice have a stroke and go down the clock again? The most you move, your imagination, thought, our hands that we move of choice, our mouth that moves, but you never see the mind moving at all. The result is right here. What are you thinking? My mouth is shut, finger on the chin, holding the mouth shut. What am I thinking? Joining the vibrations from the two sides. We're wrapped up in like envelopes. Have you ever seen what a D looks like? Well, here's a D really in Greek. I just moved it up one step, made it into a home plate. Had the extension you always wanted to see. Bottom, top, middle. You always want to see bottom, top, and middle, or you're at a corner, and you're going to end up with a square. You know there's a square at every corner, don't you know? That's why Columbus kept telling the world is flat. Or as he said, it was round. Because in order to cover a corner, okay, just in like a monopoly, you got to make a square to fit both sides of each corner. Unless you make a diamond corner and cut off the edge. And then it looks like a diamond. And now we're in the baseball diamond. So which corner do you cut off actually to look like that diamond? Is there more than one corner you're allowed to use? Or should we just cut off, go to jail? Or, you see, because don't forget, if the V is up and the V is down, we got a nice square in the center. If you put them next to each other, you got two rectangular marks which are put together showing this side and this side, a V created from both sides, needing a connection. So let me get through this. Let me see what I have here. So when we talked 10, 20, 30, 10 would say 115. Okay? 10, 11, 5. Well, oh, you want to know why? Because the 1 is valued at 1, right? But you need to bring the same 1 into the middle world to do that job, his job. Instead of from doing it here, he moves here so we can restore the energies of the angels here and give life to man here, while the man across from the angle of matrix is a 10-10 value, 6 versus 4, 4 versus 6. You also, if you really want, you can take the first 10 and multiply it by 0, because originally 0 was the top of the egg. And since it is, you have to have the 10 and the 5. You need a corner and a railroad track to make an L. It's an elbow. It's, listen, if I come into creating everything, the elbow on your hand, if you take a stone and then you drill a hole at one vertical to the other one that's horizontal, you'll be able to put 2 sticks into it, put them off, tighten them together and make yourself your first triangular base. First they made the triangular bases, okay? And what happened, they made a triangular base, They missed in the center, but they did it purposely to miss in the center so they can have a hole. So it really, the O is not really an O, but over time it became an O of a hole for water. Okay? It was really like the stop sign. And the stop sign is the dog pound, the 9 legs of the cat, and the center is 1 to 8 around. 1 and 8 is number 18, and that's the race. 1 and 8 guarantees you 20. Or you can stop on 19 in blackjack. Which rule do you want to go by, or what do you want to check out? So after that, you had 2015, or 512 memory. 115 volts into the computer. Now you got 512 memory, and you got the best card in the house. The ace, the C, and the E. You got an H right here. 9, 8, 7, 8, 9. 7 and 8 is 15, and 9 is 24, and the 24th letter in the alphabet is X, because in roulette and in life, it's 10, 20, 30, and now we're off to the races, because you completed the round to 360 degrees, you made it back home. Every time you go up, God goes up with you, but sometimes the letters, they change from the big A to a small A, to a little n. But the little n is a story. So now, what I do now, okay, is I can do so many things. If I multiply the first one, it comes out to 55. Then it would be 1055, and that would be the passage, okay? If we multiply the next one, 21 by 5, in the 20 world, 21 by 5 equals 105. Ace to ace in poker. 5 cards and 2 cards. 5, 1, and 2. 5, 1, and 2, because you're the one. You're the middle of everything, making the final choice of the 5 cards on the table and the 2 cards in your hand. It is your memory and your thought and your action. Once you take your spirit upon your heart and throw your cash into the middle of the table, it's the same thing. You can't play poker without any money. Otherwise, you're playing for fun. And if you're going to play for fun, you may as well go back up to heaven where it was all fun. And when you played, it was only for fun. And when you fought, it was only for fun. Wow. Could be a great place. And when you went out to listen to the music, everybody was appreciative. And if you didn't like it, you went away. But it's the vibrations of our heart that bring on the others that make the music between our ears. And we have a gentle time. So the total of this of 115, 215, 315, the 15s, 15, 15, and 15. 15th letter is the letter O. 3 eggs. 10, 20, 30. Equaling 60. It's not the game what it's about. 3 strikes in bowling. Add up the boxes. You have 60. XXX, you have the 72 times to go 360 degrees, 5 minutes at a time, around the day, or around anything. 360 degrees, you know. That's it. This world was small, and then this world was big. It was moving faster. Faster than before, than a speeding bullet. Time wasn't the same because they were building. It was on builder's time. They had some time off in the summer. That's why it seems like there's always a difference with the good Lord. In the summer, they give you an extra point. Isn't summer 92 days? That's for pregnancy. Then how does X become 10? Well, first of all, X came from V. And V came from 3 and 3. But 1 point met at the center. So they only can go 3 and 2, and it was 5. You put another V on the other way, and it was 5. But I don't like that one, because it's the passage. 1 in, 1 out. 1 into here, 1 into there, 1 in through this ear and out the other ear. 5 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Whatever choice we make, it's 5 and 5. It's our choice. Doesn't mean it was the best choice. Doesn't mean it was the worst choice. It was just a choice. Our thinking and thought before we made the choice to speak was a little bit different. But anyways, let me go on to my next page. Oh, we're already at 19 minutes. And I just wanted to show you that I don't know how they all work, but this just came into my mind. Here's the equal sign, or here's the equal sign. Here you have a big V this way, but if you bring them together and make it like this, they actually come to a little space. This is the X passage to go east and west. This is the energy from Mercury and Venus all the way to Jupiter, and now man can go east and west. It still comes in here from above in the sky, and it goes out through our feet below. If you take a look at the setup of what I did, these are the gilder stones that they talk about. You see the way this one is sitting on this one? There's a lot of ways to do this. Okay? It has to do with the source of energy. So they're following what they know. They're following that path of energy that brings you into an area where you start to know a lot more than you ever thought you could know and really never believed the whole thing. But if you take advantage of it, you can probably do all kinds of crazy things. But anyways, it's been going on for a long time. We all know that there is a true devil in this world because we'd all be in trouble. Do you know we celebrate on Halloween the devil? Without the devil, that fire of God who wants the best and throws his fire all over the place. It's not looking to be mad at you, but you're mad at yourself because you saw what happened. Now it's too late. So you blame it on who? It was the other guy's fault. It was the red devil. We are part devil, part man. Man doesn't exist without the demon within. It's the demon within that gives him the courageous of the heart. But then the way we use our ability being a demon sets us apart. It is in the art of understanding. The demon is the one who always wants to succeed. All the time. He never knows when to stop. Because he doesn't need to stop. Everybody works for him, so for him there's no work being done at all other than kill them all because it's easier than thinking. But we don't think that way. But we've heard people say that, and we've seen it on TV, so part of whatever it was entered into our minds and has place saying, I seen what the devil did, and that's not me. So now you got the devil in you. You know, you don't want him any closer than understanding how bad he is. But the evolution of man suspended itself on evil things. So we're going to come up. We had those stones and Fred Flintstone? Sure. Barney Rubble. B-R. Bar. Because angel resident, A-R-R, a Barney Rubble. There's never any trouble, but it rhymed with the trouble. Look. That was Barney Rubble. Fred Flintstone. Fred Flintstone. FF. In Quebec, it used to be business plates. 6 and 6. Fumbling, baboozled Fred Flintstone, who runs with his feet on the gravel with his hand. He's got actually like 2 barrels underneath the front and out, and then there's a guide. He has a separate guide. The front wheels can never reach the back wheels. The U on that car is pointing forward like this, holding the spirit between the two. The ire of God. The ire is stretched out like this. Man's world is a square. God's world is a rectangle. God's world is like a pool table. I'm going to show you how it works. Very simple. Digital time. This is one side of the pool table. This is the other side. Okay? We have no middle yet, all right? There. Now I put the 2 pockets over here in the middle. Not only do you see the pockets now you can see almost the 11. You can see the 2 dots that go with it. If you start tearing this apart or start painting it up, it's going to turn into something else. But you know what? I want to turn it into something else anyways. So let me see if I can do this. Hold it. Who is that? A little bit of Bart Simpson? All they did was take everything that was done and put something on top of it. Well, you know what happened? God was filming while the bamboozled Mayans were running around with the pyramids, and he was taking pictures all the time. Gave us all the pictures in code. We didn't know. Let's see what I have next here. So we made Bart Simpson. When one light burns out, another fire has already begun. When your life is end, and the night is old. You shall return to a new light within your mare. And that means in French mother, but it also means a mare like a horse. It also means you're going back to the old mare, which is Jupiter, okay? And you're going to sleep for the night on Jupiter. You come back the next day, you'll be refreshed, you'll see some of your dreams. The next one is the question of who the hell this guy is. Here's the letter J, okay? Halfway up his face, creating the letter L. L means a wing, it means a corner, it means you got two corners and you started part out. The railway system is here because you go up here to the next other corner over here. One railway system you skip and one you don't, because one has already been built before this place has been built. We just need to intertwine the two. So you write an L, 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 and L, or whatever it is, and an F, 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 and F. It's a little complicated to understand, but the trains and the corners have everything to do with it. You know, when you have a point of departure, it gets a lot easier. So what this is when the seed is coming down, right? This was the X, only the X. The X had a square around it. You see the X in the center and the square around it? This is supposed to be the O. At the beginning, this wasn't the O because everything was stiff. Eventually, it bubbled out. This X was able to pass through. He has to open up these doors. The only place he can pass where the D is, just like an angelfish. That's all. But what he can do, okay, is either it's, like I showed you in the other picture, it's this one, or this side or this side. What he can do is stretch out, and he can close these arms, okay, from that angle of 45 degrees, and he can close them, okay, until he reaches out. Until he reaches out. Oh my God, I got two fish. What's going on? He bent down on this angle here to 22.5 degrees. An X at 22.5 degrees instead of 45 degrees. 45 degrees, it takes you 360 degrees around. That would mean man's body would not have to sleep. Man is more or less, with his legs spread, what, 22, what is he, 135? Whatever it is, that's what it means. Also, the 22.5 degrees is the 9 lives of the cat and the dog pound. 9 times 25 quarters is 225. 22 life, 5 pass out, pass in. Pass through the falls, because the water she's running today. I know there's nobody there and I'm all alone. I don't have to say anything now. You know where my lighter is? I swear, I got 10 lighters. Don't move away from me. It's on the floor. And hold on. Okay. Another reason for the V in number 5, okay, is what we have to do is we have to make a pyramid. I have to study how the pyramid is made. It's something to do with building a pyramid. 3 corners, the peak, and the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 2 pyramids. 5 and 5 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. The design of the pyramids, look at the design of the pyramids. It makes an X. But I'm sure, you see the other one? You see the other one? But what I did is a V, so I went 1, 2, 3 for my V. Then I put 1 in the center up here is 4, and 1 down here. This is the far corner that I'm showing you right now. Don't regard these 2 here. 3 plus 2 will make 5. So God puts it out to the corners, 1, 2, 3. Now the question is, how does he open up the doors? He ends up going 1, 2, 3, and then he goes 1, 2, hold on. First he goes 1, 2, 3, and then he goes 1, 2, 3. He goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and he makes his first one, but he doesn't need the other 2 because they're already here. So he just goes right on top of them. So he goes 1, 2, 3, then he goes on top of here is 4. He goes on top of here is 5. Goes on top of here is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one in the center is 7. Take away the 6 and drop it 5. Because it's, if you really want to see what the design ends up coming to be, the design is this. This is an X. I separated divisions. I have to make a division, one side or the other. We're going through it this way, or I turn it this way, or we go this way. One is the energy from space. We don't need to do anything but live and breathe and do our life. And the other one, we just have to walk and run our lives the way we do, round and round the sun, waking up and going to sleep. If I talk too fast, just let me show you another thing. The club, this is the club. See the legs to stand? But I had to put the legs up because I had to make the L, getting ready for the next corner. See how much space he's going to have in this corner? It's going to be all open, this square. This one was not. One down it went. One up, one down. The lines for being in the army, up and down, up and down. You get 2 up. The minute you get that 1 down, you have the roof, but you have the closed entrance. You have that square. Then I put big ears on it, make it a big club. Now there's an X down here with an L, and upside down it really looks like a W or an M. Could be a V, we're not sure, but you got 4 heads anyways. 1 head, 2 head, 3 heads, 4 heads. I don't have to finish my letter. Just look, 1, 2, 3 is the W. This one is the pawn. But he doesn't have his ears. But he's got a body, he's got a quarter moon, he's all ready for the spirit. He's a seed. This is the pawn and this is the club, the same club as this is the pawn. Reason. In chess, the queen happens to be the strongest. The king is actually the weakest. The queen runs the earth. You know why? Because it's an 8 by 8 board equaling 6 and 4, Saturn and Mars, the 2 minds of man. Unless we live on Saturn. Eight and 8 is 16. Park place. 16th letter. 1 spirit is 6 opposite on the dice. On the card you get that ace card with the 6 card, and it looks just like the card, the dice card. I don't know. If I lose this video, I won't be very happy. So we're still on again, eh? It started again. Oh my God, oh my God. Here, I just want to show you something. I'm going to have to stop this video. I'm going to wait, but do you see this over here? You see this here? Look at the moon that's inside of it. The queen is in charge. I can tell, if you want to know how this game works and who's in charge, the railroad crossing, okay? See the way this is the size of this? If you ever take a look at this on the king, and one of the kings that has this, it's like the hatchet. 24 and 10 equals 34. O-N-E, 1 equals 34. God is also plus 14 to passage, which makes 48. 14 and 34 makes 48. 14 and 4 makes 38. And here, I'm going to have to stop. Okay, so it's really screwing up now, eh? So let me show you this as it works. This is the railroad track over here. Can you see it? This is the railroad track over here. No, it's not. It's not. It's not good. 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 My sound isn't working. My sound isn't working. My sound isn't working. My sound isn't working.